Hey guys, what's going on tonight? So I've been down here at the weather center, been tracking storms pretty much all night out here in eastern Kansas. We do have a couple of our storm chaser teams, Team Havoc as well as Nader Boys. They are deploying probes for Midwest Meso, and they are near Iola right now. So they are in great position right now. There's Isaac. Isaac is just south of the area of circulation right now. So they are in prime position. We do have a look like we do have a probe set right in Iola, Kansas right now. So of course, for those of you that don't know what a probe is, our research team, including our chase teams, they go out, they put the probes in front of storms. They don't have to be tornadic. This one just happened to turn tornadic. And we capture all of the atmospheric ground level data from barometric pressure, temperature changes, dew points, the whole 9 yards. So they have one deployed, and now they are just south of the area of rotation that have prompted this tornado warning that is confirmed on the ground. And let's jump over here to Isaac's shot right now. He might actually have a really good shot right now. Let's go over there and let's take a look at his let's get to Isaac. So there's Nader Boy's shot that you're seeing right there. Very, very gnarly right now. So it they are under a tornado warning. It is confirmed. It is on the ground. And Nader Boys and Team Havoc are there. Looks like Team Havoc is traveling right now. When they get situated, we'll take a look at their vantage point here in just a minute. But man, those are some gnarly clouds there that Nader Boys are on the fast approach to. So let's talk a little bit. Let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what we have going on here in West Central Missouri right now. Then we'll go back. We want to make sure Nader Boys and Team Havoc stay safe. You can always follow them on their YouTube pages. So hopefully everybody has liked, subscribed to their YouTube page. Currently right now here in West Central Missouri, you guys see a little bit new setup that we have here. I actually worked on this much of the day yesterday, and trying to come up with a little bit better format so you guys can read the chat from everybody on all of our platforms. As you can see in the upper right hand corner, we have 2 active alerts right now for West Central Missouri, and that's basically going to be for severe thunderstorm watch for the Kansas City National Weather Service counties and the Springfield National Weather Service. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m. and I'm just now starting to see some of these thunderstorms begin to really pop up. We only had these storms down here in eastern Kansas, 2 cells. They split. The northern weakened. The southern one had a history of producing a tornado, and we have one actually confirmed right now down heading into the town of Iola. So if anybody has had friends, family in that area, let them know. We also have some new cells up here in northwest Missouri that have just blossomed here over about the last 15-20 minutes. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning out here for 1.5 inch hail. 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's going to be for Wyandotte County in northeast Kansas, central Leavenworth, western Clay, southeastern Platte, and west central Jackson County until 1 a.m. So ping pong ball size hail is possible near Lansing. So anybody that has friends and family up in northwest Missouri, this is actually going to include Gladstone. This is also going to include Platte City. So anybody in this area, please let them know. This is also going to be affecting Smithville. Do have some family up there in Smithville, Missouri. Just know you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 41 minutes. So here in West Central Missouri, we don't have a lot of activity right now. I was really skeptical to see anything late afternoon into early evening, and I think you guys had noticed that with a lot of my wording, that there probably would not be much of the way of thunderstorm development, but there was still that chance that we had to be weather aware this afternoon. Now we have the system that's moving a little bit closer into West Central Missouri. We have tons of energy out there right now, guys. So very soupy and still very warm out there, 75, 77 degrees throughout West Central Missouri. So we got plenty of energy in place. We just don't have that lifting mechanism. We're still under a little bit of a cap. But I can tell just by the activity here on radar that the cap is definitely beginning to erode. Right before I decided to go live, I did check the latest data, and the SCUTs are showing that the cap is weakening. So that means that I do believe we will begin to see more and more thunderstorms begin to pop up. And of course, with us being under a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m., I want to make sure that we stay ahead of this right now. So that is what's going on right now. Looks like my uncle is already there on in the chat there in Smithville. So he probably got awoken by a loud clap of thunder. The tornado threat tonight, guys. I know we talked a little bit about tornado down. Nader Boy, Team Havoc are chasing. The tornado threat is very low tonight, guys. Just make sure you understand that. It's not zero, but it's very, very low. So our biggest threat are going to be strong straight line winds to 60 miles per hour and large hail up to headache size. So we have a couple potential of threats there, and we can't rule out a tornado. We'll be watching that very closely as we go into the overnight hours. Hi, Andrea. Yes, Kayla. It is moving toward Iola right now. Kind of increased it just a little bit. It's far enough away from radar right now that it's really tough to see where that center of circulation is. But it is basically right in this area right now. We have Isaac. He is right here. So he's in great position right now. We'll go ahead and throw his stream back up here. A lot of lightning going on right now. He's looking directly at this cell right now, just west of Iola. It is moving southeast toward Iola. So again, this is confirmed. So if anybody has any friends, family down around the Iola, La Harpe, Humboldt area, make sure that they are aware that there is a tornado warning just to the west of them. It had this history of producing a tornado all night long for the last 4 hours. So it's dropped a couple tornadoes, a couple elephant trunks way back up near Madison, Kansas, and it's cycled back around, and we have another tornado warning that is confirmed. So they haven't been hanging around too long, but nonetheless, you need to take it seriously. Looks like they did just issue a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag for Iola, Kansas. This is going to include Bronson, Neosho Falls, La Harpe, Elsmore, and Moran. And so it looks like this tornado warning it might be losing a punch a little bit. That's why they issued that severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of it. But we'll continue to monitor that. And Nader Boy's got a spectacular view right now. Looks like they're getting ready to be moving as well. Team Havoc is still out on the road right now. I am watching their stream as well up here, making sure that the boys stay safe and far enough away from this tornadic supercell near Neosho Falls, Kansas. There is a couple little showers that are popping up just southwest of Urick in eastern Bates County. We have a couple cells up here near Martin City, Overland Park, Olathe. We'll be watching them for any strengthening here over the next 30 minutes or so. And again, we've got several little pop-up thunderstorms. These things are developing along a leftover outflow boundary from all of this morning's thunderstorms and last night's thunderstorms. So we're in a prime position to see some scattered thunderstorms. Now, what I think might happen is we might see all of these little cells begin to kind of merge together into kind of a solid line that pushes through sometime between the 2 and 4 a.m. time frame. Hi, Robert. Just ran on 63rd Street in KC. So it is very late. It's very late on a Sunday. I know that if we can only get Mother Nature to work with us a little bit, get these things happening in the afternoon so we can all get a good night's sleep, would be fantastic. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work out that way here in our area. It seems like we're always getting these nocturnal thunderstorms. But again, the entire west central Missouri area is under that is under that severe thunderstorm watch till 4 a.m. So anywhere where you see the pink here on the screen is likely where we are going to see some scattered, isolated thunderstorms, maybe small clusters of thunderstorms come through the area. Probably between the 2 to 4 a.m. time frame is when it's really going to peak for us, I think, here in west central Missouri, and these could carry on till in the morning into the 6, 7 a.m. time frame. We could still have some robust thunderstorms out there, but this is not a cold front. We're still going to warm back up into the 80s and be muggy tomorrow. Again, this is we have a little couple disturbances. We have a little bit of a dry line. We have more than ample amount of moisture in the atmosphere. And then, of course, with the daytime heating and high dew points, it's just kind of setting the stage. If somebody sneezes out there right now, we'll likely have a thunderstorm pop up overhead. So just kind of a weird setup tonight. These things are moving very, very slow. They're moving anywhere between 15 to 22 miles per hour. So I was kind of thinking maybe these storms might speed up a little bit as we go into the late evening, into the overnight hours. We do have a low-level jet that is beginning to intensify. Basically, a low level jet is when we have a very warm day like we did today, and once that sun goes down, the atmosphere cools down faster because of radiation cooling than what the ground does. There's a difference of pressure there because of the different temperatures. And when you have a difference of pressure, you begin to get, that's how wind is formed. So you start to get this lower level wind that helps aid in thunderstorm development and helps those storms kind of rotate a little bit, and we're starting to see that really pick up here over the last couple hours to help aid in these thunderstorm development. So again, right now, nothing severe here in west central Missouri. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up here. It's going to include Parkville, Gladstone, Smithville, Leavenworth, Lansing. This cell is moving toward the east-southeast. So it's likely going to be affecting Wyandotte County, North Kansas City, Kansas City Metro. Smithville, you're on that northern edge of this cell. You're getting a lot of lightning. You're getting some moderate rain right now, but the strongest part of this cell is likely going to be down here toward Tiffany Springs and Weatherby Lake right now. I'll keep an eye on Nader boys and see if they're able to get a glimpse of wall cloud, maybe a funnel of that cell down there near Iola, Kansas right now. So kind of doing a couple things, making sure our storm chaser stays safe. Kind of keep an eye on the cells popping up here in northwest Missouri, eastern Kansas. Right now, we don't have a whole lot going on in west central Missouri. Just in the last 2 or 3 minutes, we had a little cell pop up just to the west of Archie. And this is how fast these thunderstorms are going to blow up. And again, somebody sneezes, we have a thunderstorm. And that's basically what happened here to the west of Archie. So somebody must have sneezed, because we have a little tower going up just to the west of Archie. We'll be watching that here again over the next 30 minutes, because any of these little thunderstorms that initiate could have that potential to become severe with strong straight line winds and damaging hail. So we'll be watching any of these little cells that should happen to pop up here in the area. I know I was looking at some social media over the last I've been here for about the last 5 hours now, so there was a lot of moaning and groaning a little bit about this severe thunderstorm watch once it got issued, because there were just 2 cells out there in eastern Kansas and everybody else had clear skies. However, there's reasoning why they put these watches out. So again, we need to be weather aware this evening, and then of course over into the overnight, and we want to make sure that everybody is in the know what's going on. So again, this is one of the reasons. Just hour and a half ago there were 2 cells, and now we have several, and we kind of figured this was going to happen, and that's one of the reasons why they issued that severe thunderstorm watch for all of west central Missouri. We can't pinpoint who is going to get a thunderstorm and who is not within the exact mile. That's the reason why it is a very broad severe thunderstorm watch. Getting a lot of reports in Harrisonville, hearing thunder from Alicia. Kyla, cell near Archie just rattled a house in Harrisonville, fireman weather guy said. So Rachel, Excelsior Springs, and again, everybody from Leavenworth, Plattsburgh, Liberty, all the way down to just north of Springfield is under this watch tonight. So Excelsior Springs, again, there are some cells that are popping up in and around the area. She is not under anything right now up here in Excelsior Springs, but again, a pretty strong storm just to her west, and we're going to have to watch this here over the next hour or two. It's a pretty healthy storm. Right now, it's not showing really much of the way of rotations. There's some very broad rotation down here near Tiffany Springs, Weatherby Lake, but it is very elevated rotation up several thousand feet. Nothing on close to the surface right now. So hail is going to be the primary threat right here, but of course we always want to sit there, continue to pay attention to this for that possibility of a kind of a short-lived tornado that gets produced, because if they start reacting along a leftover outflow boundary, that's going to help aid in a little bit of rotating of that thunderstorm and can produce a tornado. So we're going to be keeping a very close eye on that here over the next couple hours. I do plan on this is going to be kind of a long night for everybody, especially for those of you that get a little bit apprehensive on the storms. And again, I want to reiterate, it's not a big tornado producing outbreak severe setup. Okay, we're gonna have some very beefy thunderstorms here over the next few hours, and we're gonna be watching them together and see if we get get those warning notifications out there to you guys as fast as we can. Victoria said they had lightning strike a tree next to the house this morning. Orange chicken dinner, that sounds pretty good. Actually, right before I went live, I had actually courtesy of one of our members here at Subby's Weather Talk, and had a summer sausage log here. Had some crackers, just a little bit something to tide me over. So again, huge shout out to all of our followers out there that donate snacks and tips and everything else to the group here. I keep waiting for my partner to come walking through the door, Director of Emergency Management Mark Harden, but I'd say he is off in La La Land, sleeping and dreaming about saving people from emergencies or something maybe. But anyway, it's we are going to be around for the night. Let's check on our boys down here. Looked like they did allow that tornado warning to expire, but we still have a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag out. And this is, we'll just read that real quick. This is northeastern Woodson County and Allen County in southeast Kansas. So this is a strong thunderstorm, has some large hail, and we do have a tornado possible tag on it. So get this I guess off of my conscience for the night. If there is a tornado possible tag, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Go ahead, head downstairs, in a basement preferably. Hang down there for a little while. Better safe than sorry. If you don't have a basement, go to the center part of your house, away from windows, preferably a closet or maybe even a bathroom. Lay down flat in the bathtub. Take a book, take your tablet, take your phone. Make sure that you have means to be able to get that life-saving weather information. Do have a couple more little cells popping up out here near Mound City, Pleasanton. Going to be crossing over into Bates County, and again we'll be kind of watching them to see any intensification here over the next few minutes. And we do have another kind of a cool addition to our live stream. Is we have automatic pop-ups whenever there are warnings. If it's a significant warning, it's going to pretty much take up the entire map that you're looking at right now. Get those warnings out to people as fast as we can. So that's another added piece that we put into the live stream here over the weekend. So We're not sure right now, Dustin. There's Rich Hill. You've got some thunderstorms that's actually developing right on top of Rich Hill right now. And we can tell by the lightning strikes. You know, whenever you start to see more and more lightning strikes, means that that cell is intensifying just a little bit. So we just had one pop up over Rich Hill just a couple minutes ago. Take a look down here, just south of Butler. There's Rich Hill. This is just north of Rich Hill on I-49 in between Butler and Rich Hill. I think there's about 12 miles to separate Butler and Rich Hill. So a little thunderstorm that's going up there. There are a few lightning strikes around that cell as well. So again, we're kind of in the watch and wait type of scenario right now. More and more thunderstorms are blossoming out here in eastern Kansas, and again, good chance they might start to merge a little bit into a solid line and then move through West Central Missouri later on. But we'll be watching all of these individual cells as they pop up, and we'll watch them for any intensification. The green and the blue on the map that isn't, but okay, so that's basically the greens and the blues. It's basically picking up are the humidity in the air. That's how thick it is outside right now. You typically see this when it's in what they call clear air mode, where it's really, really sensitive, picks up anything in the atmosphere. So I have a feeling Pleasant Hill right now is likely doing a probably in clear air mode so that they can see every little cell that should happen to pop up. So just what they call ground clutter. If you remember maybe hearing that on 4, 5, or 9 in Kansas City, or KOLR down in Springfield, that's what they call ground clutter, just picking up some of the moisture in the atmosphere. And we can, you know, that's one nice thing about weather-wise, is you can customize it however you want. If I don't want to see that green and blue, I just want to see the big thunderstorms, then I can actually go down and change my gate to gate on this. And if you notice, once I move this slider, you'll see those greens and blues kind of disappear. You see how they disappear just like that? But I do like to see also all the small storms and cells that pop up. And so I typically try to keep that right around the 10 decibel level is where I like to keep that at, so I can see all the small cells that do begin to take shape. Is Butler fine to go to sleep? Well, I mean, you're under nobody in West Central Missouri is out of the woods right now. So severe thunderstorm watch till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I can't give you the all clear in Butler, at least not now. That's not saying that you're for sure going to get a strong thunderstorm, but you're under a severe thunderstorm watch means that conditions are favorable for a strong storm to be in your neck of the woods. Let's check, see where Nader Boy is. Looks like he is on 54 Highway. Looks like he is right at, right in Iola. Likely could be picking up the probe, possibly. They are traveling right now. Let's check in with Team Havoc. They should be. They've been hanging out with Isaac most of the night, so both of them should be here on 54 Highway. There's one of our pop-ups. Comes ever so often. Severe thunderstorm watch for all of West Central Missouri, all of our counties here in West Central Missouri, and we will see similar pop-ups like that also whenever there are warnings. And then of course for some of those high-end warnings like tornado, 80-mile-per-hour wind, so on and so forth, it's going to cover pretty much the whole screen to make sure everybody sees that warning when it's issued. So we do have a pretty good hail core. That could be what these boys are running away from. We do have pretty good hail core right here. Near coming into Iola, just on the north side. Let's switch over here for those of you that were at our severe weather seminar. Vertical integrated liquid will tell us where those hail cores are at, and it actually measures the mass of the raindrops or the objects that are up above our heads. So obviously where you see the purples here, it's maxing out our legend. So where you see the purples is where we're likely seeing some very large hail being dropped right now, probably at least golf ball size. That don't mean it's hitting the ground. It could melt a little bit. By the time the hail falls and goes through the warmer air, it could melt a little bit down to maybe quarter size. But pretty good idea. We've got a strong hail core just on the northwest side of Iola, and another one right over Colony, Kansas. See if we can see any rotation. Very broad rotation right now with this cell. See what Nader boys are doing. Looks like they might be stopped. You get out here at no man's land out here in Kansas, sometimes connectivity is a little bit of an issue. All right, we'll check back with them for a minute. Let's jump up to this cell up here near Smithville. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning up this way. So this cell has I want to check this out coming into Gladstone. Still very broad rotation here. There's no tornado possible tag on it, but this little hook is going to be coming into Gladstone. Could be associated with 50-60 mile per hour winds. Definitely something need to be kind of keeping a close eye on here. We might get a little bit of a nudge on the backside. This little cell right here just to the west could be merging into it. Sometimes that little nudge can help rotate those storms just a little bit. So be watching this area. Smithville, you guys are just getting hit with the hail right now. So looked like maybe some pea-sized hail, but a new severe thunderstorm warning for this cell. This thing has pretty much split. And so we have a north cell and a south cell. So this one here is mainly going to be your hail producer up here near Smithville Lake right now. Is getting probably hammered with some nickel, maybe up to quarter size hail. Severe thunderstorm warning out for the next 27 minutes for quarter size hail, 60 mile per hour winds up there for you guys. And we'll keep a close eye on this cell here going into Gladstone, Oakwood Park, Claycomo, Pleasant Valley, and of course it's kind of heading down toward the Sugar Creek Independence area here, Buckner. over the next 30, 45 minutes. Looks like it might be speeding up just a little bit too. Let's take a look, see how fast it's going. No, still going 20 miles per hour. So that little cell down here by Rich Hill, it's really blown up here just in the last 5 minutes. We were talking about Rich Hill. Looked like we have a little bit of a hail core right now just on the northeast side of Rich Hill, on the east side of I-49. This is going to stay south of Butler. But again, this is going to be heading over into St. Clair County here in about 25 minutes or so. So we'll kind of have to watch this cell. It does have a pretty good little, small, but a pretty good hail core on it right now. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Got lots of stuff done. We're going to have, really, we should have a relatively dry next 3 or 4 days. Our next system looks like it's going to be coming in right around Friday. And we could be facing kind of hit and miss thunderstorms all weekend long again as we go into next weekend. So yeah, it's and again, it's far enough away right now from the main lifting mechanism where they'll kind of build up on an outflow boundary left over from last night's storms, and then once they move off of that boundary, they just fizzle out. There's not enough lift in the atmosphere to keep those storms going. But if a couple of them, same thing was happening up here in northwest Missouri. About an hour ago, we had a lot of small little cells. They would just fall apart, and then finally they broke through the cap and they had enough energy and they just pretty much took off from there. So another severe thunderstorm warning out near Oskaloosa. Still broad rotation down here near Gladstone, Riverside area. Let's go ahead and put a little timestamp on this cell here. If this should happen to keep up the intensity, we are going to be having it hit Larry City here in about 51 minutes, Osceola in about 56 minutes. Vernon County under a flood warning. Doesn't expire till 7:45 tomorrow evening. So majority of these cells are actually forming right along this stationary boundary that have pretty much stayed there all day long. And that's this line you see right here. The thunderstorms are forming north and south of this stationary front, and then we have a few outflow boundaries. And actually the latest outflow boundary actually went right through west central Missouri. That was pretty much an outflow boundary that stayed pretty much all day with the leftover thunderstorms. And we've got thunderstorms that are building to the north and south of this thing. So if any of these thunderstorms should happen to form along this outflow boundary that you see me drawing in just now, they have the chance to be grow upscale very, very quickly. But there's several of these outflow boundaries all across west central Missouri, northwest Missouri. So again, that's one of the reasons for such a large severe thunderstorm warning, or I'm sorry, severe thunderstorm watch for the area. Take a look at this cell up here near Gladstone again. And again, very broad rotation up here. But this little cell merger, you see how this cell merger here is starting to kind of merge into this parent storm. That little nudging effect sometimes can actually get where you can get a little bit more rotation in here, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with this cell. Got another little bitty guy here just on the south side of Raytown. We have another one in between Independence and Blue Springs on I-70. Another one coming across Lake Lafayette. So a bunch of little bitty guys. This one down here, it's still growing. Started a little speck over here by Rich Hill and has grown upscale. It does have a little bit of pea-sized hail associated with it. Looks like it will mainly stay just to the south of Appleton City as it moves over into St. Clair County. Yeah, it's not that there's a lot of rotation up above our heads, several thousand feet. There's not a lot of surface-based rotation. You have to have a little bit of a spin in the atmosphere in order for hail to be produced, because you have to have those strong updrafts to push that hailstone up into the air and get a layer of ice on it and then fall back down as a 1/4 inch hailstone. But there's not a lot going on at the surface right now. But again, sometimes with this merger of cells, this nudging effect, sometimes it creates just enough nudge where it can have a little spin up. But right now, nothing too concerning with this cell right now coming into Gladstone. I want to continue that. It's very broad rotation here, but man, it's whenever you start to see it begin to wrap around, it has that turning motion. Um, it was just some broad rotation, but you see how it kind of curves like this a little bit. It's trying to wrap just a little bit right here, right over Gladstone. And of course, very populated area. We definitely want to, anybody in the Gladstone, Claycomo, Pleasant Valley area really need to be paying very close attention to this cell here over the next couple scans. There's no tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning for Gladstone, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. If this can, go through another scan or two, let's check out our GR Earth and see what we see up here. So, very strong rotation here, just coming into Gladstone. So, again, there's a lot of mid-upper level rotation here. If it can pick up just a nudge enough to get some of that surface base, we could possibly see a radar indicated warning come out for Gladstone. Kind of funny how all these storms are like in a U. Clear here and storms all the way around it. Well, Chris, sometimes, when you start taking a look at, when you have an app on your phone and you start looking at future radar, a lot of apps out there, they don't look at a consensus of models. They don't go off of that. They just basically expand that radar out, and it does not do a very good job in situations like what we have tonight, in which these storms are forming along boundaries, and there's many boundaries across the area. It doesn't really necessarily do the very best of job to when you start talking about future radar. Even our models don't do a very good job with this type of setup. National Weather Service did mention maybe a possible downburst signature just to the east of Weatherby Lake here, which would be right along I-29. That would be this here, just to the northwest of Gladstone. .75-inch hail, damage threat considerable, is now on this tag here. So very large hail is possible. Taking a look at this cell up here, Smithville, you guys are pretty much out of this northern half of this splitting cell. Lawson, Holt, Lathrop, you guys are going to be under the gun here. Torrential rains, maybe up to up to quarter size hail is possible with this cell to the north. Now we see this really starting to merge. If we put this in, you notice there's where the little hook, then we start to see from the rear flank of this thing, we start to see more thunderstorms developing and merging into this cell. This could actually be a pretty big cell by the time it gets over near Buckner, Lexington, Wellington, maybe Higginsville. This could actually be a pretty big storm by the time it heads down that way with all these little cell mergers happening. And we have this little cell that started off here at Rich Hill. It has now crossed the county line into St. Clair County. It's going to be heading over toward Johnson City, Lucas Springs, Chalk Level, and then eventually over toward 13 Highway, Lowry City, Osceola area. Not severe, but could be producing some very strong winds and likely at least some pea-sized hail with it. Another little cell popping up just to the west of Harrisonville. So Smithville, you guys have been relieved of the severe thunderstorm warning as it pushes off to the east of Smithville. There are a couple other cells back to your west you'll be watching here over the next 30 minutes or so. Let's check in on Nader Boys here while we got a minute. Wow, they got quite a lightning show going on. They're still down in the, I think just to the, right near Iola area, I believe. I don't see their ping right now, but oh, they're on 54. They're way over here just to the west of Fort Scott. They're taking a look at this new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. This is going to be for Bourbon County. Severe thunderstorm located along a line extending from near Kincaid to 6 miles northeast of Moran to near La Harpe, moving east at 35. So they are starting to pick up a little bit in speed. This will likely be heading over toward Uniontown along 54 Highway, Fort Scott, and then eventually into Vernon County. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that one here over the next few minutes. That little cell near Peculiar, Lake Annette, Freeman. You got some moderate rains right now. Maybe even a little bit of pea-sized hail from time to time with this little cell that just developed here in the last 10 minutes. So it looks like we're going to have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Linn County. And why that is important is this will likely be coming into Bates County here over about the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. So we are likely going to see a polygon here for Linn County in Kansas for likely this right here for this hail core, maybe even up to 1.25 inches or so hail. So we will see that polygon be popping up here pretty quick. It does, Kayla. So there's our new severe thunderstorm warning polygon for Linn County. That's going to include Pleasanton, Mound City, Blue Mound, Centerville, and Prescott. And again, this is going to be for about $half size hail and maybe 60-mile-per-hour winds. Hi, Caden. I got a while before he gets over to Bates County. Again, we still have about another 3 more hours left of a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m. for all of KC Metro, West Central Missouri. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning right now, and this is going to be for northeastern Wyandotte, southern Clay, southeastern Platte, and northwestern Jackson County. It looked like a severe thunderstorm located over Oakview or over Gladstone, moving east at 15 miles per hour. So again, some of these storms are moving so slow, and with the torrential rains that are with them, we always got to consider the risk of flash flooding as well with any of these little larger thunderstorm clusters. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for any flooding issues up here near Gladstone, Pleasant Valley, Claycomo, Riverside, North Kansas City. Again, starting to see a little bit more rotation here. You got these winds going away from Pleasant Hill and begin to wrap like this, right over Oakwood Parks, Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. This is going to be along 69 Highway, I-35, I-29 corridor. But again, it's not tornado warned, but we are seeing some of that circulation beginning to wrap again. It kind of went away for a while. Now it's kind of beginning to show some signs of wrapping up. Maybe a downburst near Claycomo. But still keeping a close eye on this. It does not have a tornado possible tag, just large hail and maybe some damaging winds right now. Still have a little bit of an inflow notch right here, right over Claycomo. That little cell started off here near on the west side of Harrisonville now. It's going to be crossing over 49 Highway. This is going to be in between Harrelson and Harrisonville on I-49. And again, some pea-sized hail and some brief periods of torrential downpours of rain. Check out this cell down here in St. Clair County. Looks like it has considerably weakened. Maybe grew in size a little bit, but it definitely weakened here over the last few minutes down here in St. Clair County. Hey, Christy. Checking in from Sap Bros here at Harrisonville. So you ought to be sitting in pretty good shape. You're right here at 7 and 49 right now, so you're looking good. This little cell just to the northwest of you, it will stay to your north up there at Sap Brothers. Very, very slow moving storms tonight. I do believe Team Havoc, I believe they are likely on the way home. I don't see their live stream up right now. They've been off for a little bit. Yeah, Twyla, I would have to agree. I'd say Southern Bates County and Vernon County, they have a pretty good chance to see these storms down here in southeast Kansas make their way across. You know, the only see this cell here near just to the north of Harrisonville, another one in St. Clair County that has continued to weaken here over the last 15-20 minutes. But not seeing any more development really here in west central Missouri. Outside of that, most of the cells are staying just like this, and this area here hadn't seen much of the way of any thunderstorm activity right now. So is that how it's going to be the rest of the night, or are they finally going to break the cap and start initiating here in west central Missouri? And again, that's not something that you can run a model and see if it will or not. We pretty much just have to kind of wait and see how these storms react, and kind of what we call nowcasting. So, hey, Greg. Warsaw right now is looking good for the next couple hours. You know, we always have an outside chance of seeing a pop-up thunderstorm. I mean, both of these, the one that was near Rich Hill that's now in St. Clair County, and the one that was just west of Harrisonville. These things just popped up. I think somebody sneezed and it popped up a couple thunderstorms, but they're having a real hard time of organizing in this area. A little bit surprising because we heated up, into the 80s this afternoon. We still have a lot of energy out there in the atmosphere, but we need something to lift that parcel of air. We need a lifting mechanism. And right now, we're not seeing anything here in west central Missouri. So, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be going out here for northeastern Wyandotte, southwestern Clay, southeastern Platte, and northwestern Jackson County in west central Missouri. So that's this polygon right here. It's going to include Parkville, North Kansas City Metro, downtown, Westwood, Raytown, Independence, Sugar Creek, Eastwood, Riverside. So again, that's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and possibility of quarter-size hail. Hey, Trevor. Because the way these storms are moving, way some of the models have really kind of stayed consistent for most of the day, and it showed this line of storms right here, kind of converging into a line of storms, and then drop to the southeast. So, we'll have to wait to see how these storms, how they react, if they stay kind of individual and push maybe more to the east. There's a chance we could see a pocket, including Butler, Adrian, Clinton, that, we might not get a drop of rain. I mean, that's a possibility too. And that's one of the main reasons why we were talking about this is going to be very scattered. They're going to be isolated. And I mentioned yesterday that some of us might not even get a drop of rain out of this. But the conditions are just too good to not put a severe thunderstorm watch in place, because we just don't know where these storms are going to fire with all of the outflow boundaries everywhere throughout west central Missouri. Kind of notice this cell here in St. Clair County really begin to fizzle out now. Just some light to moderate rain now along B Highway, A Highway. That's going to be heading over toward Lowry City, Osceola. So again, these cells are having a hard time staying together. Hey, Derek. Hi, Dariana. Yeah, it's really coming down in Gladstone. You guys are likely getting some hail. The winds are the greatest wind threat is now to your south. It is coming into North Kansas City right now. Hi, Melissa. We got some strong winds moving into North Kansas City. We're not seeing any of that rotation like we were seeing earlier, but very strong winds coming through Riverside, North Kansas City. Right now, it's going to be heading down toward Sugar Creek, Independence here probably within the next 20 minutes or so. So you be prepared for some very strong winds. Yeah, the moon's not quite full enough to provide the lift, although it does have some gravitational pull on us a little bit. Uh, Watching a little bit of Max Velocity earlier tonight, and they did catch a really nice moonbow. Basically a rainbow. The moon was so bright that it created a rainbow. And so that was kind of cool to see. I don't think I've ever seen one before. So that moon was awfully bright. Hey, you bet, girl. Well, we don't have a lot going on down here in West Central Missouri. I know we all have a lot of friends and family that live up in the KC metro area, so we want to make sure they're taken care of as well. So they did extend that severe thunderstorm warning. Just they let the northern part, the Lansing, Parker, they're not in this. But Mound City, Pleasanton, Prescott, you guys are still under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next hour for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And that's for the northern half of this cell that's down here in Bourbon County. Coming marching right down 54 highway. Looks like Isaac is not quite to Nevada on 54. Looks like he's about Deerfield on 54. Staying ahead of the hail course. But again, there's not much going on right here in our area. Just kind of a wide open slot here, and we'll just have to wait and see. And again, a lot of models show all these storms up here in northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri, forming into a line and then marching to the southeast overnight tonight into west central Missouri. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Hi, Roberta. Saw you over there in Nader Boy stream a couple hours ago. Yeah, Mary, it's not going to cool down. This isn't a cold front. This is pretty much just kind of a ripple in the atmosphere. So we're still going to remain muggy throughout the course of the night, even if you do get a thunderstorm. And we're going to continue to be kind of warm and muggy tomorrow too in the 80s. course, just a little reminder on the screen there that popped up about the severe thunderstorm watch for all of west central Missouri. Goes on till 4 a.m. for about another 3.5 hours. And that cell in Cass County pretty much dissipated. We got some light rain in East Lynn. Don't even look like there's even any lightning associated with this. Just some very light rain. As well as the cell down here in St. Clair County. It's pretty much fall apart now. Just some very light rain looked like from just west of Osceola, Larry City, up through Deepwater, Brownington, over to Butler. Just some light rain showers is all that's going on here in west central Missouri. All of the stronger storms are up to the north and to our south right now. Let's just hope that continues. See if we listen in on Nader Boys. I'm going to let you guys listen to Nader Boys for a moment. And I'm going to go run and use the men's room. I'll be right back with you.
Looks like could be going to outflow, more outflow now than it was.
You at it, maybe it'll make you mad or something, and then you'll do something.
Okay, we're gonna go all the way through Nevada. Yeah, I know where we're at. I would take this route to go down there.
By the way, Isaac, you're entertaining Blake -7 right now.
Oh, am I? Talking about how scared I am of basically every reptile and arachnid there is. Oh,
Let's get that going on over there.
and a mouse.
Oh my.
He's out.
Dude.
Too much for the first timer.
He's got the seat laid back.
That's something I haven't done yet this year is take a nap on the way back. I may make it a whole season without taking a nap on a chase. That's different. I usually keep a pillow in here, just for that reason.
Tim takes a nap. Wore the little guy out.
Jaden, it wasn't a tarantula. It was like a wolf spider. I mean, it was huge, but yeah, it was pulling that. Not saying it was going quick, but when a spider's pulling a trap at you, it's fast.
That is insane. Where are we at? This is Nevada, right?
Yeah, this is Nevada.
We're back in Missouri.
Caitlin, we've had a lot of fun tonight. We got to see a storm. Not totally sure if that thing did a lot of damage when it dropped a tornado earlier on in the night, but hopefully if it did, it was out in the fields. It didn't damage anybody's property or anything like that. But yeah, it's been a great night. We've also enjoyed people getting in here and throwing some chat messages in there too. Always gives us something to talk about besides what scares us the most.
No kidding. What scares us the most? Ice cream flavors.
Right. So so this all kind of started. My brother and I have been kind of basically interested in weather our whole life. We never really thought growing up, even younger adults, that we'd be out here doing this. But I got into looking at radar, kind of studying that, finding software packages and things like that that help with that. And then one day there was a severe risk for basically west central Missouri. It's gonna. I'll finish telling the story after we get through Nevada.
I'm
But-
not the brother, by the way.
No, Zach's not the brother. The brother I'm talking about hasn't been with us this year. He's been pretty busy. I mean, he went on our first chase down by Joplin, but he rode in his truck. He just met us over there and kind of drove around in his truck. So, but he originally started doing this with me, and then we got a couple other guys involved, and just kind of went from there. They came up with the name for us. They got shirts made and all kinds of stuff. And they're like, we'll have some fun with it. We'll go with it. And then got in with Subby and kind of just branched out from there. So we got guys from 417 on the team too. We're all part of kind of one group kind of deal. But yeah. So now, okay. I think it's maybe the last stoplight. Maybe one more after. Oh, this doesn't have the lines on it, though. It may not check. But anyway, so we got into looking at some radar software. Kind of studied that. Watched a few storms come through, and then one of those actually was the tornado that happened just south of Creighton. That went tornado warned. Fayman and I went to go to a tornado shelter, and we decided to stop in town at a friend's and get into their basement. And good thing we did, because the tornado went right in the path of where we would have drove through. I didn't know that at the time. Didn't have any kind of knowledge about anything besides just basic stuff. So we got lucky that night, but that kind of intrigued me a little bit more on things. So anyway, kind of fast forward a few years. I sat there and watched on radar as the day of the Joplin tornado. I was watching.
We're going to take a break real quick from Isaac. He was telling a pretty cool story, but I want to draw your attention up here, North Kansas City. They have a very strong wind bag, a very strong mesocyclone up here in North Kansas City. I'm actually going to kind of let my boy know. He lives up here just on the north side of Kansas City, but we've got a very strong mesocyclone up here. Rhonda, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Up here in North Kansas City, this is we've got wind probably in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Matter of fact, we got a new tornado warning coming out for this cell, guys. So anybody up here in the North Kansas City area, as well as Independence likely, we're going to have a new tornado warning coming out here real quick. So there it is right there. So we have a new tornado warning right now. This is actually going to go all the way down, does not include Blue Springs, but Independence, North Kansas City, KC Metro. This is going to be South Indian Mound, North Indian Mound, Thornton, Randolph, Sugar Creek, East Independence. We have a new tornado warning out. And again, look like the center of circulation is probably going to be right here. This is very, very strong winds here over North Kansas City right now. I'm going to jump over here to, yeah, looks like this is going to be right down off of 2935 Exchange. Looks like it's down now along Gardner Avenue. Let's see, this is going to be right at Harris. So if you guys know where Harris is, it's going to be right down by Harris. This is going to be coming into near the Kansas City Museum along 269. Along 269. I'm going to jump back over to Reflect. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice hook right there. That's very, very dangerous right now. Especially we're in very populated areas. We've got strong inflow, comes around, and yeah, very, very tight hook that is happening right now. Nearly right over 18th and Vine. Of course, that's the Jazz District up in Kansas City. Let's check out Coalition Coefficient. Luckily, we are not seeing anything on Coalition Coefficient. This helps us determine if there is a debris ball or not. It picks up the different shapes of things in the air at higher elevations. So rain all comes back about the same shape. That's the reason why you see all these pinks. If you start seeing different colors like blues and blacks, those are different size shapes. Now that could be shingles, tree branches, and that's good indication that you do have a tornado on the ground doing damage. I'm not seeing that right now on Coalition Coefficient, but nonetheless, we've got very strong winds that's moving through North Kansas City, heading down toward Centropolis, Fairmont, Sugar Creek, Englewood, Bristol. This is going to include North Indian Mound, South Indian Mound. This is going to be right along 435 between Randolph and Centropolis on 435. So very, very concerning storm up here. Very populated areas. Nonetheless, we have at least 60, 70 mile per hour winds likely on the ground. 1.3. Let me jump over the 1.3. No, yeah, that is a little better. So it looks like it's right, center of circulation is right along Independence Avenue right now. In between South Indian Mound and Gladstone Boulevard. So downtown Kansas City just had a, pretty much this is going to be the rear inflow, I'm sorry, the rear outflow. We're looking at 71 mile per hour winds recorded at the surface. So this is going to be downtown Kansas City. So very, very concerning storm. Tornado warning, radar indicated for the next 31 minutes. This is south central Clay, northwestern Jackson County in west central Missouri. We still have a strong inflow notch right here. Still have a little bit of a hook. And as we talked about just a little bit earlier, once these storms kind of start merging, this could be a big storm as it continues to go. And we have our first tornado warning up here on the Missouri side for the evening. Just a quick glance down here a little bit further south. There's not a lot else going on. So it looks like the storms are weakening a little bit, coming in through Fort Scott, Uniontown, Mapleton. Those cells are weakening a little bit. We have some light rain in Bates, Henry, and St. Clair County, but we still have some very strong storms up here in KC metro area. That's one of the reasons why we're kind of focusing on this area right now. We don't have a lot here in west central Missouri, so very concerning storm up here near Independence and Sugar Creek, very highly populated areas. And we have a tornado warning radar indicated for the next 30 minutes. Let's jump over to make sure we're not seeing anything, nothing too concerning yet either. Hi, Annette. Nothing really showing anything like on the ground right now. Yeah, so the cell, Annette, is heading your direction. There's nothing going on right now. It's not even raining there in Raytown right now, but it is heading your direction. So you are in the polygon. Respect the polygon. Go to the lowest floor of your house. Take your tornado precautions on this. Yep, sirens in Lee Summit. Lee Summit, and again, you need to be keeping a close eye on this. You are not necessarily in the polygon right now. Okay, so some communities, some townships, some cities, if the county is under a tornado warning, they sound the sirens for all the cities that are in Jackson County. But right now, Lee Summit is not in the path of this as of right now. So again, they could extend it to include Lee Summit, so you're not in any imminent danger right now in Lee Summit. Independence leads right along I-70 is really where the center of this rotation is looking like it's at right now. Englewood down to Leeds, right over Arrowhead Stadium right now, guys. This is Arrowhead Stadium, right where you see me circled here. There is Arrowhead right here. And Kaufman. That's right where this circulation is. If you were sitting up there in nosebleeds right now, you'd have one heck of a view. Really kind of looks like maybe that center of circulation is a little bit further north. Looks like right on Highway 78. It is moving to the southeast, Annette. Very strong winds associated with this regardless. We have 70 to 80 mile per hour winds associated with this, the backside of this. We just had another wind report, 74 miles per hour on the east side of Kansas City. Jackson Cass. Yeah, and again, this looked like that. And because we have a tornado warning, I won't get into this too much, but one thing I'm really pushing for is trying to get everybody on the same page. Gladstone, yeah, you guys are behind the storm right now. So you guys are okay there in Gladstone right now. Inglewood, yes, in Inglewood right now, you need to make sure you're in your tornado safe spot right now. If you're in Inglewood, that's exactly where the center of this circulation is at. Yep, right along Highway 78. So, Marty, make sure you're in your tornado safe spot. That's exactly where these strong winds and center of circulation is at. And again, what I was just talking about right here, guys, is if you're inside the polygon right now, if you're in Inglewood, Centropolis, Independence, Raytown, Little Blue, Celsa, East Independence, you guys are in the polygon, you guys need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Now, the rest of Jackson County is not under a tornado warning right now. Although you're hearing the sirens, that is done as a safety precaution. In 2007, National Weather Service done away with county-based warnings and went to polygon-based warnings to help with that cry wolf syndrome. Okay, well, I mean, we all need to be on the same page. I do believe it helps. If you're in a polygon, you need to be taking precautions. If you're outside the polygon, you need to stay weather aware, be ready to take tornado precautions. But that's the reason why you're hearing those sirens right now. And again, if you're in this polygon, from Birmingham, Randolph, over there by Worlds of Fun, Harrah's, if you're Centropolis, Mount Washington, Inglewood, and again, we have somebody here off 78 and Inglewood. It's right where these strong winds are at right now. So you have to be in your tornado safe spot right now. Blue Springs, you are not in the polygon, but it is heading your direction. So please go ahead and be prepared to take your tornado precautions. Still not seeing really too much concerning right now with our coalition coefficient. And again, this is measuring the different sizes of particles suspended in the air. The rain is going to be pretty uniform. It's going to, those are your pinks. If you start seeing some blacks, some blues in this area, then that means they're different shapes. They could be shingles, branches, it could be pieces of metal. And that signifies that there's likely a tornado on the ground right now doing damage. We are not seeing that right now. So that's good news. But nonetheless, we do have very strong straight line winds associated with this. Continue to show a nice hook on this inflow. Definitely still a very strong storm. Now, they did now issue a severe thunderstorm warning, 70-mile-per-hour winds, considerable damage threat assessment, a very large one, extending from Independence, including Blue Springs, Raytown, Lee Summit, Lone Jack, Oak Grove, and Odessa. So that's for this cell right here. Kind of leads me to believe that that they might drop the tornado warning and replace it with this. Okay, they just did. So that tornado warning now has been replaced by a severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So again, this is the 70-mile-per-hour. Where you see the blues, that's where the 70-mile-per-hour winds could be happening. So good news is the fact that the tornado warning has been allowed to expire early. The highest gust was 82 miles per hour at MKC at 1:38. So very strong winds came through downtown Kansas City. For the rest of west central Missouri right now, we're not seeing a lot, guys. We're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm watch till 4 a.m. But there's not a lot of activity going on other than just some light, moderate rain, a clap of thunder in Bates County, Henry County right now. These cells down here in eastern Kansas, they don't look near as organized as they did as they come across the state line. We still have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings out, but this doesn't look near as impressive as it did just an hour ago. So that can be good news too. So we're really kind of concerned on these cells that are moving to the southeast. This cell can be moving into parts of Cass and Johnson counties. So we just want to make sure we keep a close eye on this cell. It could cycle. It does have some very strong winds with it. So we definitely want to be very weather aware over the next few, say half hour, 45 minutes on this cell. A lot of lightning. My goodness, there's a lot of lightning going on with this cell. So a lot of CG lightning, cloud to ground lightning. So power outages are possible. So if you live down in the Blue Springs, Lee Summit, Oak Grove, Pleasant Hill, and even down to Odessa, Lake Lafayette, into Johnson County, you guys need to be paying close attention to the cell over the next few minutes. Yeah, Sidra, up there in Worlds of Fun, I bet it was scary up there. So again, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire early for Jackson County. It's been replaced by a rather significant severe thunderstorm warning. And this is going to be for 70 mile per hour winds. And that's going to include Independence, Raytown, Blue Springs, Oak Grove, Buckner, Lake Lotawana, Lee Summit, Lone Jack, over to Odessa. If you're in this polygon, you need to be paying close attention to this cell. It's already had one tornado warning associated with it. It could recycle again. We'll have to wait and see, but nonetheless, very strong winds that is going to be associated with this, as well as 1.5 inches hail. So Independence right now is getting hammered pretty good, probably with some nickel-sized hail, torrential rains too. So we're likely going to see some flash flood warnings being posted up here in the KC metro area, because these are moving so slow, and as well as torrential amount of rains coming from this. Winds have really died down with this cell. I'm not seeing those 70 mile per hour winds like we did just a little bit ago. We can put this in motion. Notice there was some very strong winds up here in Kansas City, Independence area. And now it has subsided some as far as the overall wind speeds. So Liberty, Claycomo, Riverbend, Missouri City, Gladstone. You guys been under the gun for about the last hour. You also have some probably, I'm going to say, close to quarter-size hail coming into Gladstone right now. Got a little cell popping up right over the town of Warrensburg here just over the last few minutes. So anybody, probably Knob Noster, Whiteman Air Force Base, you guys need to be paying attention. If you're asleep, you might be woken up if this continues to blossom, get some lightning associated with it, nice little heavy thunderstorm, maybe some pea-sized hail associated with it. But outside of that, that's about all that's going on here in west central Missouri as of right now. So again, the good news right now, we're not seeing anything here in the middle outside of this little thunderstorm over Warrensburg right now. Just had a lightning strike a little bit ways away from it along 50 highway. So this one here is intensifying a little bit. Alex, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. So no update from the National Weather Service right now. They also mentioned, well, they did put out some flash flood warnings for the Northland. So for Clay, Platte, and Wyandotte, Kansas, got flash flood warning in effect for you guys because of these storms, these very slow-moving storms producing copious amount of rainfall. Tell you what, this little cell here over Warrensburg is putting it down right now. So we got a nice little hail core that's forming right over Warrensburg. Let's take a look at the vertical integrated liquid, see exactly where that hail core. We will let this, it's one scan behind, and we're likely going to see this intensify into the reds and maybe some light purples on the next scan here. Looks like we got a pretty healthy hail core right over Warrensburg right now. Yeah, you're live right now. We are live, Sierra. There's not much going on here in west central Missouri. We have been up in the KC metro area, had a tornado warning here about 30 minutes ago. We followed that. It is now a severe thunderstorm warning. It has weakened a little bit, but we're going to continue to monitor that cell. We also have a nice little cell right over Warrensburg right now that is likely producing at least some pea-sized hail over Warrensburg right now. So Lee Summit right now, you guys are under a let's jump over to Lee Summit. You guys are not under a warning at this time, but just keep in mind some of these cells up here to your north are heading your direction. So you want to kind of keep, kind of pay close attention. There's just a cell that just popped up just to the west of Greenwood. That's how fast these thunderstorms are popping up in a matter of a minute and a half. That's how fast these radar scans refresh. And we had a thunderstorm pop up. So somebody down near Greenwood must have sneezed, got enough lift, and we got ourselves a little thunderstorm now. But nothing else further to the south. We've got on the western half of Bates County, we have a little thunderstorm over Foster and New Home. It's going to be moving over toward Butler. A little bit of lightning associated with these. Vernon County, you have the leftovers of a severe thunderstorm warned cell moving into Vernon County, affecting Nevada, Richard, Metz. Not seeing anything really too drastic with this cell right now, except a lot of lightning and very heavy rains. We have a severe thunderstorm warning you guys just see pop up for Cass, Clay, Jackson, Lafayette. Expires at 2:45. You see that there on your screen there. So that's going to be for this. We must have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be coming out here pretty quick. That might include parts of Cass County here. No, if not, get the kids out of bed, Rachel. Keep the kids in bed, for crying out loud. Don't need to wake them now. It is not warned. It's just a very strong thunderstorm right now. It has the hail core on it. Probably hearing some rain. There are some small pieces of hail hitting your windows. Torrential rains right now. But again, this is not warned. Just a very strong thunderstorm. We'll be watching this cell because it is in an area that is we're under a severe thunderstorm watch till 4 a.m. So there's a lot of energy out there. So any of these little cells like this, we're going to be watching closely. But for Warrensburg, Johnson County, nothing severe at this time. Hi, Paul. Not feeling any hail in southwest Warrensburg. Okay, I appreciate that. So as far as for paid for the year, Charlotte, we don't. This is everything I do does not charge. I don't charge anything for this. So unless you're talking about like Weather Call Next Gen that notifies you of warnings, you get phone calls from me. 365 24/7. If you're talking about that app that wakes you up, you will get an email telling you it's time to re-up for the year. If you're talking about what we do here, I do all this on my own. It's free. I don't charge anybody anything, but we do get because of the generosity of a lot of our members. A lot of the software and streaming software hardware is paid for from our users here at Subby's Weather Talk, but it does not cost anything to follow me and watch the live stream, join our group. Everything is free. Looks like we have pea-size hail, 23rd and Leaf Summit Road in Independence. So Independence is getting a little bit of pea-size hail down around Blue Springs. You guys, for some reason, there's still a severe thunderstorm warning out here for Cass, Clay, Jackson, and Lafayette County, which is going to be over here. It is not showing up here on weather-wise for some reason, but they did continue that warning for out here, Buckner, Oak Grove, and actually it just crosses the state line down here near Lake Lafayette and down here by Cass County, but for some reason it is not showing on here. far as winds go, I'm not seeing anything that is sticking out up here near Blue Springs. Let's say East Independence, maybe some 50-mile-per-hour winds up here off of 291. But right now, not seeing anything that is imminent right now with this cell up here coming into Blue Springs right now. That cell is just hitting on the east side of Warrensburg now. Looks like it's running parallel to 50 highway. And again, a strong little cell. Probably has some pea-sized hail in it. So if you are traveling, say, between Warrensburg and Knob-Noster, you're going to run into like a wall of rain. And you'll be loud. You'll have some pea-sized hail likely with this as well. But it's moving on off to the east. Let's go ahead and put a timestamp on that for you guys. So Lamont in about half an hour, Houstonia in 41 minutes, and Hughesville in 45 minutes for this this little cell over here in Johnson County. It is not warned, just a robust little thunderstorm. Move back down here to Bates and Vernon County, and again, not seeing anything. I do believe those cells have weakened considerably from being on the other side of the state line as they come into Bates and Vernon County. I'm not seeing anything imminent, just a strong thunderstorm right now is all that I'm seeing here on radar. No warnings for Bates or Vernon County. Just some maybe pea-sized hail and some brief heavy rains is all we're looking at right now for Bates and Vernon counties. Three-quarter inch hail. Thank you for that report there at Independence about nickel size. Yeah, there's right now for Kansas City, there's there are no reasons that Kansas City tornado sirens be going off, John. Now there was a tornado warning out for North Kansas City Metro, as well as Independence. That was about 35 minutes ago. It has since been allowed to expire early, replaced with the severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Those of you at Knob-Noster, you are getting ready to get hit with a pretty robust, beefy little thunderstorm that's going to be moving into Knob-Noster. Whiteman Air Force Base, you guys are on the southern edge of this cell. It is not warned, just a robust little thunderstorm coming across 50 highway there in Johnson County, Missouri. Well, Annette, we are under a severe thunderstorm watch till 4 a.m. So, yeah, there's quite a few cells out here that are yet to move into the KC metro area. So, we'll likely see maybe a few more warnings up around the KC metro area before it's all said and done. So you guys over in Clark, Missouri, I had to look it up. I wasn't sure where you guys were at. So you are under a severe thunderstorm warning, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. It is a new one. It expires in 1 hour. So you have this cell here that is actually moving off to the east. Probably here in about, let's see how fast it's running. 25 miles per hour, so very, very slowly. So probably here in about another 30 minutes, you're going to start to feel the effects of this cell here. Right now, looks like maybe pea-sized hail, maybe some gusty winds right now for Clark, Missouri. Yeah, the Blue Springs Independence cell right now, it's coming through Blue Springs right now. So, you know, right now with this cell, it is not tornado warned. Just some very, very heavy rain. Just seeing maybe up to pea-sized hail associated with it. It's still a pretty strong storm. We're just going to have to watch for a while. Oh, gosh, I can't stop yawning. Gotta drink my tea, get some caffeine. We talked about this a little earlier, but up here in the Liberty, Weatherby Lake, this is going to be Gladstone. We got flash flood warning for the next 6 hours because of all those torrential rainfalls that they've had here over the last hour and a half up here. So here is the latest mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. Risk for locally damaging gusts and severe hail continues with stronger thunderstorm development through the 3 to 4 a.m. time frame. And of course, as you can see where that circle is, that is all of west central Missouri. So wind 55 to 70 miles per hour, hail 1 to 1.75 inch, and there's a very, very small chance of a tornado. It would be a fairly quick, fairly weak tornado, less than 90 mile per hour winds. So that's the latest information from the Storm Prediction Center. So again, looks like we still have a little bit of time before we see the threat kind of disappear. The little cell coming through Knob Noster right now, it is beginning to weaken. It's kind of pulling away from the outflow boundary. It doesn't have enough lift for it to continue, so we will likely see this little cell just poof out here over the next 15-20 minutes along 50 highway before it makes its way into Pettis County. Jay, I can't help it, man. I'm yawning. And I got plenty, I got even a little nap in too. And I'm still yawning. So the best way to answer all the questions, I did what I told myself I was not going to do. And that was check my messages on Facebook, and I've got 177 messages. People want to know what's going to happen in their town. So, you know, I don't have an answer to that. So the reason why is because we have the whole area underneath a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m. These little cells have been popping up anywhere and everywhere throughout the course of the night. So basically we're just sitting here watching these cells to see if they intensify. We was watching the cell up here in northwest Missouri near Kansas City, and it became tornado warned, and then it began to weaken, and now it is coming through Blue Springs right now, considerably weaker than what it was just 20 minutes ago. So as far as what's going to happen in your hometown, we're just going to have to wait and see. We have conditions favorable for a few severe thunderstorms tonight, and so we will just have to see how the atmosphere handles the initiation of these cells, and see if we get right now. I know we just got light rain in Bates and Henry County. A little cell developed right over Warrensburg, and now it's dissipating. So there hadn't been really a whole lot of action here in west central Missouri. Take a look up here closer to the city. We have looks like a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for the next 24 minutes, and this is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. It includes Blue Springs, Oak Grove, Odessa, Buckner. Looks like it is past Riverbend, Sugar Creek, and Independence right now. So really, Blue Springs, Oak Grove, right along I-70 to Odessa. This cell is going to be moving in your neck of the woods. So it's going to be loud, and you're going to get some torrential rainfall. But I'm not seeing anything imminent with this cell right now. Moving down a little bit further south, we got a little cell, light rain moving across just to the south of Butler right now. Crossing over 49. Same with Rich Hill all the way down to Nevada. Nothing severe. We just got good old-fashioned thunderstorm rolling through there. A little bit of lightning down near Nevada. Gusty winds up to 30, 35 miles per hour. Lee Summit is not in the polygon no more. So there's only one severe thunderstorm warning right now for the KC area, and that's going to be for this one here for Blue Springs, Buckner, Napoleon, Wellington, down to Oak Grove to Odessa. That's for this complex of storms right here. This one over Gladstone, Glacomo, Pleasant Valley. Does have a little bit of a hail core on it, probably some pea, maybe dime-sized hail here. But again, there's not a whole lot going on here except just robust thunderstorms. Let's check in here for a minute with Nader Boys. They're on their way home tonight. Successfully deployed a probe to a tornado-warned storm tonight. So we will check in with them. Give me an opportunity to stand up and stretch my legs.
Realize I'm in my 30s. I should probably be doing something else with my life.
I got like one victory and then just gave up on it altogether.
Yeah, we still play. Everybody's been so busy and stuff that I don't think we've played in a couple months. We play more in the winter because there's not much to do outside. Or everybody's not as busy, basically.
I know, we're just now getting back into summer. I forgot how much yard I have to mow. That's an entire bed to mow and weed eat my yard.
Well, I was kind of wondering why it was about 3 foot tall when I pulled in.
Yeah, I'm letting it grow out. Every year I cut it down to the dirt, and this year, like, I want to make like 2 passes a week, but keep the deck real high. Like, I want that grass to be just super flush. So I think that's going to be my goal this year. But I cut it last week, and on like that east side, it got to the point where like every pass, I'm like, wait, where did I just go? Like, I can't see where I just cut. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure it's long enough that I can get every pass perfect.
Yeah, I would be. I'd be worried about in a longer grass, more snakes making it to the house. Not that that bothers you.
Yeah, I'm okay with the snakes.
But at that point, I am scalping that every time. Actually, might as well just go ahead and spray and kill everything through there, so it has no reason to pass across the driest dirt ever. Actually, right now it'd be just a mud bath.
Yeah, but
If it's slippery enough, can snakes go through that?
yeah, they can do it. They can do it. You'd see exactly where they went. That'd be the scary part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially if it went towards the house.
The first time I mowed this year, I think I saw 4 different snakes.
Oh, Jim says we're live on his. I don't know when he sent that. That was 2 minutes ago, so we may still be live on his, but
Oh,
that was nice.
I hope you're early. Great.
Street meeting is live on Sundays right now. Talking about cutting grass. Don't get much more real than that.
Yeah, he doesn't give us warning that he's going to put us on there. I mean, what else are we going to talk about?
No kidding.
I don't remember what we were just talking about when he interrupted us. But anyway, we're live on Subbies. I wasn't ready for a on the spot. Let's see here. Look back at radar here.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are heading back towards Garden City. We'll probably end up ending this stream in right around 5 minutes or so. That way we don't give away Zach's location. Not like anybody wants to go there anyway. He's got snakes living with him voluntarily.
Oh yeah. Just a couple.
Yep. I don't even like pulling into the driveway to pick him up.
First I thought Zach was talking about cutting his hair. I'm like, no, it's talking about snakes being in it. That wouldn't be right.
Hey, don't put it past him. He breeds them over there.
Brother, if you got snakes in your hair, just go Mr. Clean style.
Oh, I don't know if I can pull off Mr. Clean.
Doesn't matter.
Derek, what are you listening to right now?
That's. I'm wondering the same thing. So, anyway, I don't know if we're still live on Subbies or not. I can't pull up a stream to see, but we are heading east towards Dayton out of Archie, and actually, I think we're pretty close to Dayton. We're just trying to make it home, but I would give my opinion of an update for the area for the rest of the night. But I'm pretty sure Jim's probably already done that. But kind of what I told people earlier is, as the night goes, the energy's going to kind of go down. It's still pretty primed outside right now. It's roughly 80 degrees with right around 70-degree dew point. So there's still a lot of energy out there. But had somebody ask about down by Montrose. Honestly, to me, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to bed and just know that it could be loud. But the tornado threat is really diminishing as the night goes. So that's kind of where we're at. But hopefully that answers any questions that Jim has us on. Actually, I thought Jim muted us when he put us on. It must be different tonight, because he never knows what we're talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's watching in the background either.
Good guys, good guys. I like to surprise them every now and then. Put them on the spot. So, of course, you heard from Isaac. They're on their way back from a successful deployment of one of our probes for Midwest Meso, made up of a couple storm chaser crews from Springfield and West Central Missouri, and myself trying to get information to the National Weather Service with barometric pressure, temperature change, rainfall, the whole 9 yards at the ground level in front of strong thunderstorms. So they did that in a tornado warned cell down near Iola, Kansas this evening. And as you heard Isaac said, they are on their way back home to Garden City, and I'd say they are right there. So they're home. So they are going to be heading to bed. And again, I don't expect. We never was in a classic severe weather setup tonight. I know we still have that potential of some severe weather, some strong straight line winds, and maybe some large hail tonight. But taking a look at the trends, and this is something that we do as forecasters, is we can only take so much information from the models and all the ingredients, and we have to do what we call nowcast, in which we basically open up a window, see what the weather is doing, and how that correlates to the forecast. So that's basically what we've been doing tonight. And we've had a pretty open area here, right through the heart of West Central Missouri. There hadn't been much going on here. So we stayed pretty solidly underneath a very weak cap. And we just haven't had really all that much happening here in West Central Missouri. I really don't think we're going to see a whole lot, but the Storm Prediction Center does say that, between the 3-4 a.m. time frame, we could see more severe weather throughout the area. That's the reason why they are having that severe thunderstorm watch till 4 a.m. for the entire area. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and let this cell expire about 13 minutes. If we don't get any other severe warnings, I may try to catch a cat nap and for a half an hour or so. I'm going to still continue to update on social media. And then, of course, if we get a warning, you guys know what I do. I come back on live again. But even this cell up here in Bate City, Odessa, it's a strong storm. Don't get me wrong, but there's hardly anything severe about this cell right now that's ongoing. Hail is below severe limits. I'm not seeing any kind of wind velocities really to speak of that are alarming. So this is the one that's coming across I-70 between Oak Grove and Odessa right now. There's a few thunderstorms out there, and it's going to be loud, kind of like what Isaac said. But right now, there's just not a lot going on out there, guys. And we have this cell down in Vernon County. Again, lightning, cloud to ground lightning. Got to be prepared for possibility of a power outage. But for the most part, this is just a loud thunderstorm. So we're going to kind of see how things play out here over the next 15 minutes or so, and see if we really need to go live. And if we don't, then I'll be watching from the background, and we'll go live again if more storms develop here in West Central Missouri. Hey, Chicken Muscle. So, actually, as far as National Weather Service frequent radar scans, if you're going to their page, yeah, they're doing. They typically set it at about 4-minute reload. You know, several of them do a little bit different. Again, you know, most of your good apps out there. Take for instance like WeatherWise. If you want to use WeatherWise, you can use WeatherWise for free. You can go to subbiesweathertalk.com, and I got a link right there to WeatherWise. You'd be looking at the same thing that I'm looking at, and we get updates every minute and a half through WeatherWise. So you know, that would be my recommendation. They're set to refresh ever so often from the National Weather Service, and it's not the most timely radar that's out there. Hi, Brittany. Hey, thank you for those kind words. Oh, you're using Radar Scope? So, with Radar Scope, you can purchase a rapid refresh. It does cost money, of course, but you do get that under the 2-minute requirement. So they do have, I've got Radar Scope as well for my phone for when I'm away from the computer. Let me jump over here to Radar Scope. So yeah, it'll sit there cost you. It will cost you more. And I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like $3, $4 a month, something like that for rapid refresh on Radar Scope. But yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of went away from most of the other apps that I've always used and stick with WeatherWise. They have some of the fastest refresh rates out there. As far as being, I mean, even through Kansas City, what they do, they use what's called an AI assisted refresh. So about every minute, 20 seconds, you will see that you will see it refresh. And what it does, it takes the current conditions, it uses AI, and it pushes that cell where it needs to go. It pushes the winds where it needs to go. Based on those conditions, and then after the 2 minutes it will jump that cell to wherever it needs to be. So it's AI assisted refresh, but it's very, very quick. So it does a great job handling storm motion, storm speed, the whole 9 yards. So we still just have that here in the KC, Northwest Missouri, KC metro area, all the way down into West Central Missouri, Southwest Missouri. We have one severe thunderstorm warning remaining for the next 6 minutes. And again, this is near Oak Grove, Odessa. But it is, there's just not a lot going on with this cell right now. Looks like they're all behaving. They're staying below severe weather standards, and so it's not looking very impressive here, guys, at all. I was a little bit surprised by the latest mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center that I showed you guys a picture of here momentarily ago, because there's just not much happening here with these cells. Yeah, Pro's not cheap, and I get the $9.99 a year just to where I have something on my phone, and actually I will not be renewing that when it comes up. I think it comes up in August. I won't be renewing that, even though it's only $9.99 a year. It is a good app, but weather-wise, you can get it for free too, and get the app on your phone, and that's what I use on my phone now, is WeatherWise. And you know, another great thing WeatherWise does, which there's probably not anybody that is probably still out there. Yeah, I don't see anybody out there right now. So what's nice about WeatherWise is that it teamed up with a lot of the big storm chasers. And so with WeatherWise, you see their icon out there. You can click on it, and you can go right to their live stream within the radar. You can move the box around over to the right-hand corner, and you can watch radar and watch their live stream on the same app. So that's pretty cool. And what's nice about WeatherWise, you get all the bells and whistles for free. Now, they do have paid tiers. That's one of the things that we've done. We're working with the WeatherWise developers and the owner, and we've got a couple of our teammates now on WeatherWise, including 417 Chasers and Team Havoc. So that's also another reason why we are using WeatherWise, but you get all the bells and whistles for free by just going to, you can go to weatherwise.app on your browser or on your phone. Just go and you can download the WeatherWise app right on your phone, free. So we're going to have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for the KC metro area again. This is going to be for this line right here. You see my cursor going around. Stretching from Missouri City all the way down to Shawnee, Kansas, Bonner Springs. That they just issued it for the next 32 minutes for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Central Wyandotte, northeastern Johnson, Kansas, southwestern Clay County, and all of Jackson County in west central Missouri. So for about a half an hour, we have this severe thunderstorm warning here that's going to be coming through the KC metro. Let me switch over to velocity scan here. Very, very borderline here. Maybe some 50, 55 mile an hour wind gusts, maybe going to be coming through Independence, but man, there's just not a lot there. There is some P dime-sized hail throughout this whole cluster of thunderstorms here, but I don't know, it doesn't look very impressive to me here on radar. We're definitely dwindling down our numbers tonight. A lot of people got to get up in the morning, and thankfully this afternoon I went to the weather center there at Wilder RV Weather Center, and got all of my forecasts for all the radio stations, got everything put together early on this afternoon, so I don't have to get there at 4 a.m. to give a weather forecast on air. So I got all that done ahead of time. That way, because I knew it was going to be probably a long night tonight. So. And thank you guys. I do want to give a couple shout outs. Kimberly, Terry, definitely appreciate you guys tipping tonight. I did get your Venmo, PayPal tips tonight. Thank you guys very much. You guys, I mean, all the members of Subby's Weather Talk and a lot of our viewers, subscribers, really take care of me really well, from snacks to matter of fact, I had a card with the gift certificate to Malted Cow sitting on my truck earlier today. I have no idea who it was from, but thank you guys very much. So Shawnee, KC, Kansas, KC, Missouri, Independence, Blue Springs, Raytown, Lee Summit, Oak Grove. There's another little cluster of thunderstorms that's moving down your direction. Does have a potential to have a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and maybe hail to the size of quarters. I'm not seeing anything like that right now here on radar, but again, conditions are still favorable, so we might, you still need to stay weather aware on this, knowing that there's a strong line of thunderstorm moving into your area. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have Nader Boys or Team Havoc anymore that I can go to take a little break. I'll have to find another storm chaser group. Hey, Cordova. It's been a while since I've seen you. Hope you're doing well. Again, we still have we have 2 active alerts here in West Central Missouri. The reason why there is 2 is because there is a severe thunderstorm watch based out of the Kansas City Pleasant Hill office that covers about 6 of our counties in West Central Missouri, and then Springfield picks up St. Clair, Vernon, and Benton County, and so they issued a tornado or a severe thunderstorm watch for them. So we have 2 active alerts right now for a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m. for West Central Missouri. There's not a lot going on out here, and again, we have 1 fairly large severe thunderstorm warning for the KC metro area. This is going to include KC, Blue Springs, Raytown, Shawnee, Overland Park, Lee Summit, Greenwood, Lone Jack, along I-70 between Kansas City and Bates City. So, and this is for 1/4-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Right now, not seeing anything impressive. Maybe some nickel-sized hail coming over here near Shawnee Heights over on the Kansas side. But just torrential rainfall right now. Not picking up much as far as wind speeds. They look very nominal right now. Probably in the maybe up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Not seeing anything imminent here within this polygon for strong winds, but we'll be watching this here over the next few minutes. if you guys are on YouTube and you guys are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like the stream. It helps with the algorithm to get this out to more people in West Central Missouri. Make sure you hit that little icon, that little bell icon. That bell icon is going to get you notification anytime I go live. So I appreciate if you would subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and make sure that your bell for your notification is on. That way you get notified whenever I go live. And if anybody is looking for an incredible service, let me bring this up here real quick and I'll show you guys why we got just a minute. So in the chat, I am posting a link, and it's for Weather Call Next Gen. Is what you see over our chat box. There's a QR code. If you're watching this from a desktop computer, you get your phone out, turn on your camera, just hover over that QR code. It'll take you right to the website. This is actually only going to cost a little over $1 a month. $15 a year gets you a year's subscription to Weather Call. It will send you notifications if you're under any watch warning or advisory during extreme warnings, like say tornado warnings or 70-mile-per-hour winds. No matter what time of day or night it is, you're going to get a phone call and you're going to hear me on the other end let you know what you're under and how to protect yourself. So just a fantastic service. It's better than an app. You can go on vacation in Branson and you can hit the Find Me button in the app, and it will locate you and put a dome around you and protect you wherever you are at around the globe. You can go to California, you go to Florida, Florida Keys, Mexico. It is going to send you an alert or a phone call wherever you're at by utilizing that Find Me button. So it's a great app. I would definitely encourage you guys, even if you have an app on your phone, by utilizing another layer, you're adding a layer of protection and have multiple means to be able to get that life-saving weather information. So definitely, I love it. I worked on that with Weather Call last year. We finally got it up and going, and a lot of people have taken advantage of it. A lot of people really like the service. So as you can see here on your screen, we have another severe thunderstorm warning for Johnson, Lafayette counties, and you see it pop up here on the screen as well. New severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to include Odessa, Lake Lafayette, Bates City, Mayview, Higginsville. So that's for this little cluster of thunderstorms. So these are very borderline severe thunderstorm warnings, guys. So they have that chance to produce 60-mile-per-hour gusts, maybe quarter-size hail. But again, they're very, very borderline severe, reaching those severe limits, that threshold that they need to be. But nonetheless, we have a new one for the next 21 minutes for this is going to be for Lafayette, North Central Johnson County. And then we have a little bit larger one, another 21 minutes left for southeastern Wyandotte, northeastern Johnson, southwestern Clay, and Jackson County. Yeah, Greg, I'd say, I think here in West Central Missouri, I'm not so, a lot of most of these cells up here in the KC Metro Odessa area, they're moving more east and south. So without any development here in the middle part here, I really don't see much going on. Down here near Nevada, they've got a robust thunderstorm that's going to be coming across 49, including Nevada. And, the conditions, that's what makes this so tough with this kind of setup is because the ingredients are out there. It's how these cells are responding to the atmosphere. Is there going to be just enough lifting out there, just enough energy to break the cap? Because there's still some sin, it's CIN, and that stands for convective inhibition, meaning that they can't, as you take say a balloon of air and you're trying to make it rise, it has to be warmer than the air around it in order for it to rise. But just above the surface, there could be a warm layer, and all of a sudden that balloon goes up and it hits air that's warmer than itself, and it can't go up any further, and it just sits there. Well, we got to have that air rise in order for it to condense, to form clouds, to form thunderstorms. So that's what's called a cap. And it's very weak right now. It's very weak, but they're just not enough of a couple of ingredients to really get these thunderstorms going tonight. But, and that's what's causing these barely reaching severe threshold warnings coming out. And but I'm just not impressed with these thunderstorms at all. Yep, that's exactly what's happened. Very, very little lift. And the reason why the severe thunderstorm watch is so, it's a big severe thunderstorm watch, covers a pretty big area, is because we had a lot of leftover outflow boundary from last night and this morning's rain. So there was outflow boundaries all over the place. And where these thunderstorms were going to fire and maybe run along one of those outflow boundaries, we just didn't know when, where, or how they were going to do it. But that outflow boundary gave it just enough lift to get some of these thunderstorms to fire. Once they move off of that outflow boundary, they just fall apart. We've seen that in Warrensburg. We had a pretty robust thunderstorm right over Warrensburg, blew up in front, right on top of Warrensburg. And then once it moved off of that outflow boundary, it just fell apart by the time it got to Pettis County. And this guy right here, the stationary front, has been sitting here all day long, and that helped some of the initiation of cells out here. But there's been nothing that's been happening in this area. And again, once these cells get far enough away from this little from this front, they just kind of fall apart. So if you can get just a few of them forming, they can congeal into some powerful thunderstorms feeding off each other's outflow, because you get one cell and then it has some rain cooled air comes out of it, and it serves as like a cold front, and all of a sudden more thunderstorms form along it, and then more storms form along that. That's why we're having these little clusters of thunderstorms like what's happening up here in the KC Metro area. But in order for that to happen, you got to have at least one robust thunderstorm to get up, to get a good outflow, to get storms to be able to lift and form. Alright guys, give me just a second. I'm going to go use the men's room and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, I'm back. So again, there's not a lot going on, guys. We have a pair of severe thunderstorm warnings up here in the KC metro area. There's not a lot going on with these right now. Maybe some pea-sized hail. These cells just really have kind of like fallen off a cliff or something. They've really just kind of fizzled out to a certain extent. Even though these are, they issue these severe thunderstorm warnings, not based off of necessarily radar, but say if the cloud tops are getting much colder, meaning that maybe the chances of some larger hail might be possible. Whenever you start talking a cluster of storms, sometimes you get a rear inflow jet that can actually bring some of those stronger winds aloft a little bit closer to the surface. There are certain reasons why they issue these severe thunderstorm warnings based on what they could do, and that's what the warnings are supposed to be. It just means that there's imminent danger of some strong straight line winds and hail possible. So, but right now, not seeing a whole lot going on with these cells up here in the KC metro over to Odessa, Lafayette County, Johnson County. I'm not seeing anything for you there, Johnson County, so you don't have to worry much about that right now. These cells down here in Vernon County, a lot of lightning with them, maybe some pea-sized hail, but right now they're behaving themselves. So, and then for everywhere in between, nothing. I mean, just some light rain. That's about it for most of west central Missouri right now. Yeah. Oh, they do. They do. And I mean, actually, there's nothing wrong with them putting out the severe thunderstorm watch. Uh, I totally agree. The problem is that it's easy to throw out a severe thunderstorm watch and have a big, massive cold front come through with the line of storms. It blows through, and then you're done for the night. In situations like tonight, when you have a stalled out front, it's you're talking a temperature like a degree or two difference on each side. Conditions, the moisture, the temperature, the energy was through the roof, but you didn't have necessarily a lifting mechanism. Now you have to pick and choose where the thunderstorms are going to pop up, and you really don't know. So you put your best guess estimate where you think they could happen, and all of the severe thunderstorm warnings that came out tonight were within the severe thunderstorm watch box. So that was good. But right now, as far as for west central Missouri, for Cass, Johnson, Pettis, Benton, Henry, Bates, Vernon, Osceola, Hermit, or down near Hickory County, there's just not anything going on down there. So And as far as our tornado threat, we had that 2% chance of a tornado. Right now, all the outflows have pretty much they've dissipated, they've washed out. So the chances of any of these producing anything remotely close to a tornadic cell is not going to happen. I mean, I think our tornado threat have gone nearly completely away right now. So maybe a brief wind gust, maybe a quarter-size hailstone. That's really about it. Hey, good morning, Samantha. Well, and you're not the only one, Samantha. I mean, there are several people that are like that. And what we did not have, we did not think, and we did not have the potential to see like a big severe weather outbreak today. There was a lot going on social media, basically talking about Armageddon in Kansas and Missouri today for severe weather. But anybody that knows anything about atmospheric science at all knows better than that. But people do have anxiety when it comes to storms, and we try not to hype it up here, try to put the bare facts out there, and we deal with it together. And tonight it's just one of those nights where they're just not enough ingredients out there at 3:15 in the morning, and all of the outflow boundaries have washed up. So, these things are just hanging on by a thread out there. So, there's really nothing to be worried about tonight in Benton County. We're under a severe thunderstorm watch for about the next 45 minutes, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning up to the north, and this is going to be for Lafayette and parts of Jackson County. But again, it's not looking very imminent at all. And they're putting out these warnings. The cloud tops are cooling off way up there at 30 to 50,000 feet, given the potential to see a few hailstones, maybe to the size of quarters. But there's just not much going on out there. The strongest cell, I think, that's out there right now, and that's going to be down here in Vernon County, and they're getting torrential rains and a lot of lightning. But there's nothing else that's happening with this cell. There's just not much going on with that other than just a very strong thunderstorm. You bet, Anna. Yeah, Chris, you will likely probably get a thunderstorm and hear thunder. Might get loud for a little bit, but basically the tornado threat has nearly been completely wiped off of the threat assessment. And if we do get a borderline severe thunderstorm, just barely on that threshold, it's probably going to be for quarter-size hail. Maybe a brief wind gust, but that's it. So yeah, I would say if I lived in St. Clair County, I would have no problems. Go ahead and getting at least a couple hours of shut-eye before you got up to go to work. Yeah, Haley, Lee Summit, you guys are good for the night. And again, you might get a rumble of thunder or something like that, but you don't have nothing to worry about the rest of the night in Lee Summit. You bet, Chris. So guys, this is what I think I'm going to do right now. This is how confident I am. I think I am going to go ahead and let everybody go ahead and get some shut-eye. Everybody, you know, most people got to get up and work tomorrow morning. And again, I'm not expecting, our threats have gone down considerably. We have about another 40 minutes or so left of the severe thunderstorm watch. We do have this cell up here near Odessa for the next 25 minutes for a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. I'm not seeing anything on this. Okay, this one that goes over to Marshall, again, you know, 1-inch hail, maybe a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. It's very, very borderline. These storms are beginning to kind of take on from this other stationary front, from Marceline down to Jeff City, down into southeast Missouri. A few of these thunderstorms are still robust along that front. But everywhere else, these storms are just barely hanging on. So as you go into St. Clair, down into you know, around Stockton Lake, Stockton, Bolivar, Hermitage, you know, there's going to be some thunderstorms that probably still yet to come through there. But the severe threats, what we look for, and the reason why we go live with imminent danger, I don't see that happening for the rest of the evening here in west central Missouri. So I am not just going to shut down the stream and go to bed. I am going to shut down the stream. I'm going to go home. I'm going to let my dog go potty, and then I'm gonna be at the home weather center. I'm gonna be looking at radar, look at models, just to make sure. And if there needs to be an update, I'll put it on social media. And then, of course, if there should happen to be a reason I need to go back live, you guys know I always go back live, and we can talk about it a little bit more. But I'm just not seeing anything here that is really worth keeping you up and keeping the stream up and going. So we're going to go ahead and call that a night here at Subby's Weather Talk. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the stream. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know whenever I go live, and make sure you give it a thumbs up. YouTube has some wild algorithms to give people who might not know what Subby Weather Talk is, that live in west central Missouri. The more thumbs up, the more subscribers we get, it will just pop up on their YouTube feed, and then they'll say, "Oh, west central Missouri, I live there," and then they join our group here as we watch these videos, these live streams, whenever we have severe weather in the area. So guys, have a great rest of your night, your morning, I should say. And I will be updating on social media here for about the next hour, at least until we get through with the severe thunderstorm watch and kind of give an all clear. So have a good rest of your morning.